Hi everyone, all the viewers. My name is Raymond Wise, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Kindly, if you can press the subscribe button because we are going to learn a lot of things today. I have a concern that I want us to share as the community. I don't know whether I may say like as a country or as the world, that we all need to share and get to the bottom line of the whole situation. My YouTube channel is called Empowerment because I always want to empower somebody. I want to empower a young person. I want to empower a woman. I want to empower a man. I want to empower that person with a desire in his heart to get to discover himself. This world is full of challenge, and we all go through situations. At times we ask ourselves, why do we find ourselves in situations like this? It's not because God has forsaken anyone. God does not forsake anybody. God is always there and he answers our prayers. But at some it gets to a point where everybody, I don't know if you've ever felt the same. I have felt the same. I know you have also felt the same, where you get to a point and you feel like actually this is not working. I'm all alone, and I have had friends or people say that God has forgotten about them, or maybe God has forsaken them. It's actually not that God has forsaken us. It is the desire we have in our heart. Does it really reflect exactly how God looks at us? Do we really purpose to live the dream that the God had when he was creating us? This is what now brings the questions to everybody, that anytime we start thinking about something, could it be good, could it be bad, does it really reflect what God would want us to be thinking about? For example, I how do I look at other people? Do I see them as important as I am, or does my ego always say to me that I'm better than everybody around me? Or just because I'm able to speak English, just because maybe you look physically fit, just because you're rich, or maybe just because you can afford some things that other people cannot afford, does it really make you better than anybody else? These are the questions that we should always ask ourselves. Why am I talking about this? I have learned one thing in my life, that we are always the best version of who we are. As you are in your best version at the moment, any other person that you think he is not, he's actually in his best version at the moment you're seeing him. Once we appreciate that, we can live as a united human being on this planet. The universe is too big. And let me say to you one thing, that the moment you begin appreciating other people, of course it has to begin with you, because you cannot appreciate other people if you don't appreciate yourself. Many people, I have met friends who will say to me, you know what, Raymond, I feel like I have lost so much weight. And I would say, yeah, sometimes I remember sometimes last year, that was 2022, I was a bit fat. You look at me and my body was a bit fat. So because I had tummy. And then when I started working out, of course, I had to shed out some weight and I had to lose tummy. So to the people who were used to seeing me with tummy, they said that I have lost weight. Something is eating me from the inside. Of course, according to how they are seeing me at that particular moment. But in actual sense, nothing is eating me inside. It's just that I have shed weight because I started working out. I didn't want to grow tummy anymore. I wanted to lose it, and I wanted to be slim as I am right now. And I appreciate the fact that I am in my best version of myself right now. And that is what one thing that people will not really accept. If you tell them you're in your best version, the way you are at that moment, they will be like, no, you're just consoling yourself. But of course, the best thing in this life is to console yourself. There's nothing as important as consoling yourself, giving yourself hope, looking at yourself in the mirror and say, I am enough. That is where we begin from. And then once you are enough, then you start appreciating the higher being, the higher power that is above you. That's God, the Almighty. I don't know how you call it. Could be deity, could be something that you worship. I don't want to be categorical. I don't want to discriminate anyone to feel like, oh, maybe, I don't know. By so saying, I'm not saying that I am appreciating the things. I'm a Christian. I know that there is a God in heaven. I don't know what you believe in. But the first thing you need to do for you even to appreciate the power that is above you, God, if you call it God, is you have to begin by appreciating who you are. You need to appreciate the fact that you are alive, and the fact that you are. The Bible says that we are created in the image of God and His likeness. So that means when you appreciate yourself, you're appreciating the fact that you are created in the image of God the Father, and you're created in His own image and likeness. So the moment you do that, then you're good actually to go. But in most cases, people don't want to do that. So for me, what I want to encourage you today is that learn to appreciate yourself. Learn to look at yourself differently. Learn to first, before you even give out what you want to give to people, because you cannot fill somebody's cup if your cup is empty. Your cup has to overflow for you to be able to give out something. Like, you cannot help if you're struggling. You cannot render a hand of help. You cannot render support. If you need that support, you will be making the other person a thief, because he's taking away what you need the most. You get? So many people, even our family members, yes, we go to church and pastors will preach, other people will tell you that those who forsake the family members are worse than murderers. I mean, there is a way the Bible puts it. But let me ask you, I'm not able to cater for my needs. Yes, I have my siblings that could also be going through a situation. The only way I am able to help them is when I work extra hard to make an extra penny, so that by the time I extend the hand of help, I have catered for my needs. But if I will extend the hand of help and I am not able even to meet my own needs, I'll be making them thieves. Why? Because I'll be helping them and I need that help them more than they do. You get the point? So I want us to understand one thing, that yes, it's always good and important to help. Probably you could offer help just by the word of mouth. You talk to somebody and say to him, I know the situation could be tough right now. I'm not in a position to give you some money, or maybe in a position to extend help to you. I understand your situation is worse. I am at a point where I'm trying to fill my cup, and it's not even in the middle, it's not even full. So when it is full and it is overflowing, what is in my cup will remain mine, because now at least I'll be at the place, I'll be in a position that when I give you something, at least I have something to eat. Rather than giving you food and then I sleep hungry, of course I'll be now blaming God. God, you made me feel hungry. I don't have anything to eat, and yet I have given away. No, you ask God, please give me enough, an extra, that I'll be able to help those who need my help. If you cannot help financially, materially, there are so many ways you can help. Today, people just want to hear. People want to listen. They want a comforting word. Somebody who can just speak to them and say to them, you know what, my brother, you know what, my sister, you are not alone. I am here, and I really want you to understand, to know that I will always talk to you, because you are my friend, you are my brother, and you deserve to hear from me, and you deserve the best from God. You can help by prayer. You can help by encouraging somebody, counseling, and giving him hope for tomorrow. I mean, there are so many ways to do. You could give somebody a way and guide that person, and then he ends up getting something to do, or maybe coming out, calling himself for a meeting, and then he finds out a way on how to go about the situation he's going through. So there are so many ways that we can actually meet the people's expectations, the people's desire. We can help people in so many ways without even maybe financially. So if you always expect people to help you financially, and when somebody says to you that he doesn't have finances, and you feel that like that person is stingy, I think you are in the wrong universe. There's nobody, even a billionaire, who doesn't lack. He could be having $1 million, but according to the budget that he has, that $1 million is not even enough to meet what he wants to do. So if you want him to reduce it, and he is thinking on how to increase that amount of money for him to be able to do what he want to do with the money that he's looking for, and then you start blaming him, actually even God understands. He will know this person is actually willing to help, but he doesn't have enough to help. So you really don't have to blame anyone. And I always say to people, if somebody comes to me and he wants financial assistance, probably I could be having money, yes, but if the money is budgeted for, I'll tell you, I'm so sorry. I don't like telling people I don't have. I'll tell you, I'm sorry, I have money, yes, but it's already budgeted for to the last penny. So even the last penny, or the little you're asking for, I am not able to help, because if I do, I'm really going to be crippled. I don't want to be financially maimed, and especially in this critical situation that we are in, an economy that everybody is really facing. It's severe. It is actually in ICU, and everybody is feeling the same across the globe. It's not only you. It's not only the other person that you think that he has a lot of money because he drives the German machine. That's a big car, probably. Because the bigger the car, the more expenses that you incur. Yeah, so people don't see that. Other people think when you have a car, probably that is a loan. You took that car on loan. You're servicing loans. You're servicing mortgages. You're servicing so many things. So the little money you get, it all goes on all that on servicing loans. So somebody who do not understand that would really blame you and say, "No, this guy is a stingy man. He doesn't want to help other people. He doesn't want to share the little he has." No, even we need to be realistic as well in churches, and even as we preach about help, we need to let people know that you cannot help when you're suffering. You need to understand, I am not helping to suffer. I have to help because I have enough for me to be able to help. So if I am helping you and I don't have enough, what am I doing? Really, what am I doing? I'm helping. Yes, I have a heart to help. But thereafter, I go sit down and start suffering, asking people for help, borrowing. I have not even paid all the debts I have, but I have again to borrow and help. That's not helping. It's actually you're working out yourself. And that's how we suffer from depression. We suffer from loneliness, because the so people that come to you for help, and you borrow and help them, and they don't even think of paying back. When you stop helping them, they are the same people who will turn against you and will start talking about you. So it's better to have boundary. You must have boundary for yourself. That if I don't have, I don't have. If I have, I have, but it's enough for me. I can't help. Tell somebody the truth. Some people don't like being told the truth, but the truth will set you free. That's what the Bible says for Christians. But everybody wants truth. Truth will make you an honest person. To yourself, you need to begin everything by being honest to yourself, being honest with yourself, and then be honest with people around you. Be honest with your employee, with your wife, with your children. It all begins with you. Many people don't want to be told the truth, and that is where the problem is. You need to be the best person. the best version of yourself first before you even think of helping another. So before I even think of what I'm gonna do with this channel to empower you, to tell you how what you ought to do for you to be this and that, one thing I need to tell you is that you have to start realizing who you are, what you want to be, and what exactly is so important about yourself. This is just the preamble of this channel. We will be talking more and more, but for now I just wanted to encourage you that be the best as you could, as you can. Be the best version of yourself. The truest expression of yourself can only be seen in you before other people sees it. I mean, before other people see it. I'm so sorry, not seeing it. Okay, so first be the best version of yourself, and then other people will really appreciate who you are. But you cannot start appreciating other people before you start appreciating yourself. Because if you hate yourself, maybe you have never forgiven yourself for a certain thing you're doing. I was listening to a certain podcast, and somebody was saying that you would not go to heaven because if you don't stop smoking weed, you will not go to heaven. And I looked at that person, I listened to that podcast. I'm not saying that we should smoke weed, but you see, that was a very harsh message. It's a process. We have no idea how we will enter heaven. We have no idea how God will do the selection of the people who will enter heaven. We've had people who've gone to heaven maybe and have come back. We've people who've gone to hell and have come back. And we're still not so sure whether what they are saying is true, or maybe they just maybe they have had a different experience, but they are relating it with heaven and hell. One thing that we need to know is that God is not a monster. If God was a monster, I don't think even the so-called the worst of the worst would be living. He reigns everywhere. If he decides to reign today, he will reign in Kitui, in Kakamega, in Europe, in America, in Africa. I mean, he will reign everywhere. You want to tell me that all the places that he reigns and all the people who are rich are God-fearing? It's just something that we really need to understand. Then the way God operates is totally different. So the understanding of a human being is first. One thing that you need to ask God is, God, what is the purpose? What was the purpose you had when you were creating me? What dream did you dream of me before you even thought of creating me? I would want to live God's dream. I want to live the purpose that God had in his mind when he was creating me. And once you achieve that, it becomes very easy for you to know what exactly you are created for, what you're made of. Because we do things, and that's because we want to please people. You want so and so to look at you and say, really, Raymond is a very good person. He really knows how to do this and that. No, in as much as we are seeking validation, we need to start validating ourselves first. And how do we do that? By discovering who you are, by living in the best version of who you are at a particular given moment. Now, live it now. If somebody meets you and he says, you look different, yeah, this is my best version of myself now. If you meet me tomorrow differently and I'm like, no, this is my best version of myself, because you know what? The God in heaven is the one who gives health. He's the one who does everything for us. So you want to be a different person, then you do it to your best. Do it to your best. Do not let people be the driver. Sit in your own seat. The driver sit and drive your life, the direction that you want God to take you. Because before you start even that car, before you start driving your life, one thing you'll have to ask God is, what is the next direction? What is the next right step that you want me to take? And once you ask God that, of course, God will direct you, will lead you. When the year begins, I always say to God, I want you to direct me this year, the right direction that you want me to take. And when the year ends, what I have achieved, what I have not achieved, I will never, and I have never blamed myself, because I started the year by telling God, I want to live the best version of myself this year. And I want to live the dream you had when you're creating me, because as long as you see a new day, that's a different, it means God is not yet through with you. He still wants you to make a difference. And when you make a difference, it will affect others and others and others. And that is how we keep on exuding the power of God, or the dream, the vision, and the purpose that God had when he was creating us. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. We will be having more and more interview on this channel. If you are a producer and probably you'd love to work with me, I'm looking for one. Yes, the producer. If you're a producer, you can produce a program, video, and something. I am looking for you. Please DM me or leave the comment and your number. I'll get back to you. We can talk and see how to start, because I want this channel to grow. We want to discuss critical issues that affects our lives and how we can be best version of ourselves and all that. And it has to begin with us. So please, if you're a producer, I'm looking for you wherever you are, whether you are in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, South Sudan, you are in South Africa, you are in America, you are in UK, wherever you are. Kindly, if you happen to watch this video, as you subscribe, leave a comment. You can chat down there on comment section, leave your number. I'll contact you so that we can help so many people. I want people that week. I want somebody who can interview me, or somebody I can interview. I'm looking for people I can interview. We talk about critical issues that are affecting young people, because the generation is really suffering. You go to universities, go to primary schools, go to secondary schools. Go to marriages are suffering, churches, all the institutions. I do a lot of talking and mentorship program with the companies, with schools, with churches, and I can tell you, everyone is ailing. We need to do something, and this begins by discovering ourselves. So what I will begin with is to ensure that all my panelists have discovered themselves, and they are ready to do something to help other people discover themselves as well. Thank you so much. Again, do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and share. Thank you, and have a blessed moment wherever you are. God bless you. Bye bye.